What's your name?
My name's Eskimo. I'm a local Chicago graffiti artist. HLC crew. Grew up doing this when I was like in 8th grade, and even after I turned 18 you couldn't sell spray paint in Chicago, so we'd always have to steal it. I guess that's where, like, you know, the real crime is in the thing, because you know, when you think about it, it's a beautiful art. You know, every place that you're touching, there's millions of other people that touch it there too, and there's no other way to touch something than physically paint a wall. You know, so it's you know, it's been done for years before me, and that's how I think of it in a peaceful mindset. But you know, when you're younger, you're out there doing crazy things, hanging off buildings, doing, you know, rollers. It's you know, it's a rush. It's just a great feeling, you know, and it's a lot better than, you know, the alternative. Especially here in Chicago, we got, you know, one of the largest gang scenes, if not the largest street gang population, broken up into all these different fragments. It's very similar to a graffiti crew, but it's a totally different world, and people don't understand that, you know, you call yourself a crew, automatically you're a gang, and it's completely opposite. But kids at the same sense who write graffiti for Chicago specifically, this doesn't apply to all other cities. Only graffiti writers from Chicago have a ruthless aspect to it and are willing to fight for their spot, and willing to, you know, if in some cases fucking die for what they believe in. And that's why you'll hear a lot of news about graffiti artists dying, running off of buildings, stabbing each other. It's just because when they grew up, they had an option, whether it be, you know, a street gang or write graffiti in some neighborhoods. Some kids just, you know, got a real fine line between it, and that's why, you know, you'll run into some Chicago graffiti artists that, you know, are just mean, you know, just as mean as anybody you'd ever see in the street gang. Just, but it's also because we have the hardest buff here in Chicago too. You know, you won't see a piece riding for like longer than a day. If a week, 2 weeks, you know, you get props, people will start taking pictures of it, and that's it. You know, it washes away, and a whole brand new crew of people come in to start writing it again. I mean, it's great. It's a great place to write graffiti. You know, we definitely respect New York for giving it to us. I just think we did something different with it. You know, I think we're popping off a lot of new artists coming out of Chicago. A lot of wheat pastes are starting to come around Chicago, which is you know, a more fucking contemporary style of doing graffiti art, and it's getting more recognition. You know, you got a place that, like Wicker Park, that used to be shit before it was, or total ruins before it was anything else, and now, you know, it's a total art influx, and it's because of graffiti, I think, 100%, because you're allowing murals to be put up everywhere. You know, you got kids coming in from all different cities to come stay in this art industry, you know, in this art scene, which is Wicker Park now. And you know, it's great. You call them hipsters, you know, we don't like them, but at the same time, they brought a lot of good to the city in that sense. So,
What are some of your inspirations as far as artists go from Chicago, or even outside of Chicago?
Well, to be honest, I mean, some of my best friends I grew up with, Eden has been a great inspiration to me. That's my crew, and but I also grew up watching Post start painting, Pose, Omens. I used to take pictures of Omens. He's MSK now, writing for fucking Iron Lag. I mean, doing commission walls all over Chicago. That's a kid I really look up to. Or Omens' style goes hand in hand with somebody newer, like a Muse coming up. I respect his art, and really respecting a lot of MSK crew altogether. Pose is another guy from Chicago, doing a lot of different things with graf, not to mention comic book drawings and his own print illustrations and whatnot.
Right on.